multiple scenarios with this. We need the circle tool for this. Yep. I mean, you guys can figure it out yourselves. I wonder if we can like add it like to be fully like drawn in. Let's do like the self-feeding first. Yep. Self-feeding. Nice. So self-feeding. Let's say that that's you, and there's like a big enemy coming from there. I could write. Enemy coming from that way. Which one you should self-feed here? Obviously, like if they are like big enough, they might go for like these smaller ones here. And maybe like try to get these. So you could try to make this one as big as possible. For example, sacrifice these 3 by just having their cursor somewhere around like here, but like within the cell. But if you have it like all the way here on this side, then the other like pellets are gonna shoot out here from this one that you wanna keep big. So you wanna like but let's say like this is like 5k here, and that's like 2.5k. So you still have quite a bit of mass here. But if you keep your mouse like here-ish and keep like feeding, this feeds there, this feeds there, this feeds there, oh, this feeds that actually, which then feeds there, and this one feeds there, but then this one, that feeds there, because every cell feeds. If you have it like here, that one will try to feed there, which will end up there. This one will go there. This one will go there. This one will go there. But this one, that one will feed out. Maybe, but usually you wanna like still be in like as big of a cell as possible. But in this scenario, these are a liability, these small ones. And you wanna like protect as much mass as possible, so it's gonna be this one. Hey, Aneri. So you wanna make it as hard to the enemy as possible to get your mass. So you wanna make like this as big as possible, for example. Yes, we're becoming School of MK teaching. Like I said, these are too small to be cared about. Those are like unfortunate that they are there, but you gotta like, just live with it. They're so sacrificial. sacrificial ones. And once you have done that, then that's gonna be like that. That's gonna be like that, and then we have like the really small ones. Like there. Oh. Those are gonna be like there is. So those are like not worth anything. So now you have like two relatively big ones that you can defend easily and move. You mean the Delta? Yeah. But let's see another example where you have like quite a bit more cells, but you are smaller. God, I hate this. Because this is like a real scenario. And these are like all less than like 500. I'm not, it should be like, as long as you have the specific browser, it should work. I'm not so sure about Mac. But like these, all these are like about 500 mass, so it's not much. All this like 1, 2, 3, 4. So where should you try to get, if the enemy is like here? And coming. Obviously like somewhat like a realistic size. Maybe like that size. That still could like easily like potentially double split you. I would try to feed ball number 3 as big as possible. It's sad that these are so small. It's gonna like make you waste quite a bit of mass. You would feed this one. Let's put it as like a X. Yeah, that might actually be the play. Yeah, because the one is gonna feed the middle. That's still gonna like potentially feed that depending on where your mouse is positioned. So yeah, I think the X, the middle one, is actually, yeah. But you would have to place the mouse somewhere like here-ish. But within the X. Yeah. So you wanna have your mouse within the X cell. So all of these will go in there. But at the end, once like these ones are gonna like run out of mass like almost immediately. So they're gonna be just like wasted space. So that's gonna become It's gonna look something like that at the end. So you are like way more safe there.
Hello there.
Something like that. Hey, Steph. Just the wrong tool. There we go. Yeah, we can put. Late for class. You gotta ask someone for notes. But yeah, that's the ideal outcome. And then Neri is gonna be sad because they can't split kill you. Also, yep. Would you... Some people might think, hey, we are in a corner. We can just W here. So we can just make one of these into like... One of these into big one. No, don't do that. It's such a waste of mass. Even in like party mode. Because each one W is... It costs you 14 mass. But one W gives... gives 10. So you lose -4 for each W. Yes. So that's not what you want to do at all. So let's say this was like $170, and this one was $250, and these are viruses. What would you do? Fine. So here, this is maybe not about self-feeding anymore, but just like overall gameplay. What you would want to do is, since you see that this virus is a little bit bigger than this one, you might want to like shoot a couple W's at that until it like shoots out another here. It might cost you like couple W's, like Oh shit! Our oven is done cooking. So let's go. I'll go get it out.
It's really that fast.
Just a moment. Yummy. Let's give it some chance to cool off. Then I'll take a bite. Okay. So yeah, where were we? What is macro split, macro feed? Macro just means something that it does multiple times within one key press. Macro feed, it like constantly throws out W's, for example. Macro splits are like multiple splits within one key, and it does them quite fast. So in this sort of situation, this is what I would do. Notice that this one is bigger, shoot it out, then hope that this one is still bigger than 190. Hope that it's bigger than 190. And then, yeah, stars are viruses. And then pop this one here, and then this one should be still big enough to then eat these two. I wonder if there would be like some other self-feeding things. I suppose. Let's see. Just make like a... fuck. May have made this too big. Oh, we can select it. Let's say that's an enemy underneath you. And he's hovering you. But you have a cell like there. And there. Obviously now you can't self-feed. Because that is in the way. The W's would go into this enemy here. From here, if you tried to W your bigger one there. Maybe the enemy positioning would be different. I had something in like thought about this. But this is like quite common that like people still like miss out that you can easily still like just finish the fight if you just self-feed in this sort of situation. If you have them at the other side. But still it's good to remember the mouse positioning to be like here-ish. So you're not gonna like shoot out this one to there and leave a mess. Especially you don't want to have it anywhere on this side. Because then this one is gonna feed the enemy there. And this one even might feed the enemy. This one should feed your cell. Virus in front of the guy? You mean like here? It depends whether... I would still self-feed kill it. Because I'm boring. I know some of you might try to do some sort of like pop split. But this is like a very ideal situation. If the enemy were to be, or the virus were to be right there. Okay. The red viruses, they are only in experimental mode. And they are called mother cells. And they will like poop out pellets around them. Feed all around them. And you can feed them too to make them even bigger. And they will like shrink over time. And depending on how big they are, that much W's or mass they like drop out. Oh, that's in... Oh yeah, they are in Battle Royale as well. Yes. You can't make them split. They will only get... There's like... I don't think there's like max size for them. They will just keep on growing. And they will eat you up if you are smaller than them. But you can eat them. But you just need to be bigger than them. And they will act like normal virus. They will try to pop you into pieces. Okay, I think that's... Yeah, yeah, I explained that. I suppose I could still like couple cases, like if there's like a AFK there. And you have like lots of small cells that you have around. Then you can feed these small ones into that AFK. And then this one could still eat that. To sort of like clean it off. That's like kind of a self-feed trick. Quite self-explanatory, but not something people might think. Okay. Tricks. We have the infamous jump split. So that is an enemy. And he is annoying and tries to eat your smaller cells there. He really wants those. But you can't just straight split into it. Because this and this, if you have your mouse here, anywhere this side, these will split into the enemy too. And this one will come last and enemy will get bigger. So what do you do in this scenario is you hold your mouse here. It makes this cell this is 1, 2, 3. The number 1 will split that way. 2 will split that way. 3 will split that way. But this one, the 4, will go that way. And this one being big enough to hit this one. And this one getting out of the way. So you will end up eating the enemy. So the aftermath will be like this. Have a small ball there. End up with something like that. You hold your mouse there. And the big one, the 4, will end up on that right side. And that's still 4. And that's 1, 1. And the enemy will be destroyed. But if you went this way to the right, this one would fit that, and then the 4 would not be big enough to eat it anymore. For example. I do have a couple clips about it too. Somewhere. Yes, we could... any other tricks that come to mind? That could be explained? These are like showing off tricks, really. When you are like really big. If you have some sort of way to hold position. Hold / stop. And then spam space. And it's gonna basically make you go in a straight line, horizontal line. This should work with most extensions. You can do it without extensions, but it is quite finicky. Because you will have to be very precise and keep your mouse absolutely at the center, so you stop moving. And when you have stopped moving, then you spam space, and it should do the same thing. It might go I think it always goes vertical. I mean horizontal when you do that. You can get it to go vertical if you ever so slightly move down. So it starts like creeping down ever so slightly. And then you spam space. It should go like this way then. Yes. Then there's the like really rare diagonal line split. Legends tell that it's possible to do that. I have never succeeded in it. It is very hard to do. I've only seen it in legends. Clips of the past. Okay, we can like... If nothing else comes to mind... I guess I could just explain like all the trick splits then, too. Yeah. So we have enemy here. Then we have your teammate here. One, two, three. So number one, since he's the bigger one, he can't just split on this and get this. He could do it and make this guy then split into him to get it. But that's boring way to do it. We wanna have it a really fancy way. So what we do is we get, since these two guys are teaming, 1 and 2, we get 1 to go like a 16 split in between here. Potentially more closer to 1 than 3. And once this is done, now 2 can eat all of these 1's cells and then grow big enough to then just like eat 3 all together. And that's like the basic normal trick split. Let's have it there. So this is all one player. Why does it go so well? Oh well. Then once you're like really big, and you have your other mate here. Then, once this is like far enough out to like reach with a double split, so you go there, there, and there. That should be like what comes once the 2 doubles there. But it's like very small now, so that would probably just eat it right away. So the idea is to do the double at the same time as the number 1 player splits 16 into there. And then this becomes large enough to eat the number 3. And hopefully number 1 has a cell left somewhere here or here that doesn't get eaten out. And that's, I think, all the tricks that I know. I have not heard the explanation to the, or remember the explanation to the Ibra split or whatever it was called. Someone else can do that. This is the extent of my trick split knowledge. At least with a friend. I know that there's something with once you go like 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you go 16 pieces, so once you go like 16 pieces, or do it like fast enough, even if like some other enemy was like the same size was there, for example. And I don't know, there's like some hidden mechanic where like it forces the cell to eat it to you. Even though it's like slightly smaller or same size. I think there's something like that that I've noticed. I'm not sure if the like server doesn't keep up with the what's happening, doesn't do the calculation fast enough, or maybe it's like the split before that gets the feed first, or something. But I've seen it happen where the like it's like about same size and it still gets eaten. Could be a server related issue or something. Yeah. Then we have some tech. Like if you have like smaller cell, that's enemy, and you are like big enough, but not big enough to like split kill it. But you have lots of smaller cells. You can use these, as long as they're on this side, to then push you faster into the enemy. Because these small ones will try to push the big one faster that way. But the most crucial thing is to not just hold your mouse all the way here. You need to hold it like about here, inside your cell. So these are like trying to like get through you into the place. So they're like pushing the big one that way. If you hold your mouse all the way here, they starts like slipping by. And they are no longer pushing you. It takes some getting used to. This also like same way it's good to learn to like rotate the cells too. Like if you have like a small one there, to like see where you need to hold your mouse to like make it move and make this one go where the on the enemy side, for example, to protect your smaller cell. It starts getting a little bit annoying the more cells you have, because like the big one might not wanna cooperate as well. So it's all about mouse positioning. That's like extremely important. But that's just something that you have to experiment with to like notice where to hold the mouse to start it like rotating. It might be like somewhere like down here. Because like all the cells will try to like go towards the where you like are. They're always like following the cursor if you have it here. But yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. Unless chat has something to add. Neri was explaining about Ibra, I suppose. So we have a circle. Let's put it there. Basically, you need to be teaming with someone or using a multi to do it. So you need two cells. 1, 2. Yeah. I am not familiar with that. So let's see if we can see what Neri was talking here. Need multi to do it, and both people need enough to overfeed the player and trick them at the same time. What? So when the K. Okay. Are these too far? Maybe they need to be closer. I don't really know about how far you need to be. I guess they do need to be a bit closer than if it's gonna be like. So let's say the 2 is doing the initial split. So it splits once there. So this one splits there, making this guy split into 2. Like it's like not 10k, but like about so it says like splits there and then the 16 split or something, and then tricks towards the other cell. Okay. Then there's like multiple splits that way. While being in slightly smaller. And that's now in 2 pieces. Well, okay. 12.5k or something. And then does this then double there or trip just one split? I guess it like just doubles there with that being in the middle. Oh, it just doesn't. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like even hard to like even visualize because it's only the way I've seen it done. It's like that and it's over, just in an instant. And then that's the thing. Like one goes like multiple cells here, and then it's like big enough to eat that. Hopefully. So this is like something like that. First step is to overfeed, make him into that, and then trick towards the other guy, and that goes there. Something like that. Okay. What? I did it as you said it would happen.